Welcome to English Now. Today's lesson is called English with Stories. Learn to speak without thinking. In this video, you'll improve your fluency through real, natural English stories. You'll listen, repeat, and absorb the rhythm and structure of native English. This is not a grammar class, it's fluency training. The goal is simple: to help you think and speak in English automatically, without translation. Before we begin, if you want to take your advanced English to the next level, download the ebook called Train Your Advanced English: Fluency in Practice. You'll find it in the first pinned comment. It's full of real exercises to train your mind to respond in English faster and more naturally. Now, let's get started. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this scene. It's early morning in a quiet city. The sun is just rising and the streets are calm. A man named Daniel walks out of a small cafe, holding a cup of coffee. He's thinking about his day, a big presentation at work, one that could change his career. He takes a deep breath and says to himself, "I can do this." As he walks, he repeats his lines in English again and again. He doesn't translate. He just speaks. Words flow naturally, like a song he already knows by heart. That's how fluency feels: effortless, confident, alive. And that's what you're going to practice right now. Listen carefully, repeat after me, and let the words sink in. Don't rush. Don't overthink. Just speak. Let's begin with the first story. Story 1. The Coffee Challenge. Daniel enters his office. Everyone seems busy, focused, and serious. He feels a little nervous, but he reminds himself to breathe. Confidence isn't about never feeling fear. It's about acting even when you do. He sits at his desk, opens his laptop, and begins to prepare his slides. His coworker, Emma, walks by. "Big day, huh?" she says with a smile. Daniel nods. "Yeah, the biggest one this year." "Don't worry," she replies. "You've got this." Daniel smiles back, grateful for the small moment of support. He sips his coffee and whispers quietly to himself in English, "I'm ready. I've worked hard. I know what I'm doing." Now repeat after me. I'm ready. I've worked hard. I know what I'm doing. Say it with confidence. The meeting begins. Daniel walks to the front of the room. His hands are slightly shaking, but his voice is steady. He starts speaking in English. Not reading, not memorizing, just speaking. His ideas come out naturally. The words flow. He looks at his team, and for the first time, he realizes something. He's not thinking about English anymore. He's thinking in English. That's fluency, when your thoughts and words move together. Now, shadow with me. I'm not thinking about English. I'm thinking in English. I speak naturally and with confidence. Feel the rhythm. After the meeting, Daniel walks out feeling proud. He smiles. The workday is over, but he knows something important has changed inside him. Now let's move to story 2. Story 2. The Unexpected Conversation. That evening, Daniel meets a friend from another country. Her name is Anna, and she's visiting from Canada. They sit at a restaurant, and the waiter comes by. "Are you ready to order?" Daniel smiles and says, Yes, I'll have the grilled chicken with rice, please. Anna says, same for me, thank you. The waiter leaves and Anna laughs. You sound so natural when you speak English now, she says. Daniel laughs. Really? I used to struggle a lot. I always translated in my head. Anna nods. That's normal, but now you don't do it anymore. You just speak. Now, shadow with me. I used to translate in my head. Now I just speak. Fluency means trust. Trust, that's the key word. Trust yourself. Trust that your brain knows more English than you think. Repeat after me. I trust my English. I let it flow naturally. I don't chase words. They come to me. Perfect. As Daniel talks to Anna, something interesting happens. He forgets he's speaking English. He laughs, reacts, and enjoys the conversation like he would in his native language. That's when you know you've crossed the line, from learning English to living it. Now repeat this. I don't just learn English. I live in English. Great. Let's go deeper into that idea. Story 3. The Late Night Thoughts. That night, Daniel returns home. It's quiet. The city lights glow softly outside his window. He sits on his bed and reflects on the day. He thinks about how far he's come, from being afraid to speak to expressing himself freely. He used to study grammar for hours, worrying about every mistake. Now, he focuses on communication, not perfection. He whispers to himself, I'm not perfect, but I'm improving. I speak with confidence. I express my ideas clearly. Now repeat after me. I don't fear mistakes. I learn from them. Every word I say makes me stronger. Excellent. Daniel looks at his notebook and writes something important. Fluency is not about knowing every word. It's about staying in the conversation. Say it with me. Fluency is not about knowing every word. It's about staying in the conversation. He closes his notebook and smiles. Learning English has become part of his life, not something separate, not something forced, but something natural. When he speaks, he feels connected to the world, to stories, ideas, and people he never could have reached before. Now shadow these sentences. English connects me to the world. Every story I hear helps me grow. Every conversation builds my confidence. That's it. Let it flow naturally. Don't think too much. Feel the meaning. Let's move to the next part, daily fluency training. I'll say a short sentence. You'll repeat it right after me. Focus on rhythm, clarity, and emotion. Ready? I speak clearly and confidently. I think faster every day. My English improves when I use it. I train my mind to speak naturally. English feels comfortable to me. I understand without translating. I speak without hesitation. Excellent. Now imagine Daniel again, walking through the same city the next morning. This time, everything feels easier. The conversations, the small talk, even his thoughts. He listens to music in English and hums along. He hears a phrase and repeats it softly to himself, not as a student, but as a speaker. That's the point you're reaching to, speaking without thinking, understanding without effort. Now, repeat one more time. I speak English without thinking. I feel confident every time I speak. English is part of who I am. Let those words sink in. You're not learning about English anymore. You're learning through it. Let's continue. Story 4. The Morning Routine. The next morning, Daniel wakes up early. The sun is shining through his window. He sits by the desk with a notebook and a cup of coffee. He opens his notes and begins his morning English routine, listening, repeating, and reading aloud. He listens to a podcast in English. The host speaks clearly, naturally, and Daniel repeats every sentence quietly. At first, his voice sounds tired, slow. But after a few minutes, something changes. The rhythm takes over. His pronunciation becomes smoother. His thoughts start forming in English again. He smiles and says, "This is how I train my mind. I start my day in English. I build my confidence every morning." Repeat after me. I start my day in English. I feel more fluent every time I practice. English is part of my routine. He stands up, looks in the mirror, and continues his practice. He describes what he sees. I'm standing in front of the mirror. I see my reflection. I'm ready to face the day. He laughs. It sounds simple, but this daily habit changes everything. Speaking out loud trains his mind to connect thoughts and words instantly. Repeat after me. I speak my thoughts out loud. I don't wait for the perfect words. I just speak. Perfect. Now he takes a deep breath, puts on his jacket, and walks outside. Story 5. The Subway Lesson. Daniel gets on the subway. It's full of people, quiet faces, headphones, screens. He takes a seat and opens a small book in English. The story is about a traveler in another country. As he reads, he repeats some lines softly, practicing shadowing even in public. A woman sitting next to him looks curious and asks, "Are you practicing English?" Daniel smiles. "Yes, I do it every day." She says, "That's cool. You sound really natural." Daniel nods and laughs. "Thanks. I try to practice as much as possible." Now, shadow these phrases. I practice every day. I speak with confidence. I sound natural when I speak English. As the subway moves, Daniel notices a man reading a newspaper in another language. He realizes something important. Everyone is learning something, everyone is growing. He thinks, learning never ends. Fluency is a journey, not a destination. Repeat that. Fluency is a journey, not a destination. I enjoy the process. I improve every day. When he gets off the train, Daniel feels proud. His English is no longer something separate from his life. It's part of his identity. Story 6. The Unexpected Call. Later that afternoon, Daniel gets a call from an international client. It's a video meeting in English. He feels a small rush of nerves, but he smiles and answers. "Hello, this is Daniel speaking." The client replies, "Hi Daniel, nice to meet you. Let's go over the project details." They start talking about deadlines, ideas, and goals. Daniel explains his thoughts clearly. He listens carefully. He responds naturally. After the call ends, he leans back and smiles. He realizes the entire conversation happened in English and he didn't even notice. Repeat after me. I communicate clearly in English. I express my ideas easily. I understand and respond naturally. Confidence doesn't come from perfection. It comes from practice. Daniel remembers his first attempts years ago. Nervous, slow, full of pauses. Now, he speaks with calm energy and focus. Repeat. I stay calm when I speak English. I trust my voice. I express myself confidently. Perfect. He writes one line in his notebook. I don't study English anymore. I use English to live my life. Say it. I use English to live my life. Excellent. Story 7. The Rainy Walk. It's evening now. The sky is gray, and light rain begins to fall. Daniel puts on his hood and walks home. He listens to English songs on his headphones. The lyrics flow through his mind. He repeats some of them softly. He doesn't try to understand every word. He feels the rhythm, the tone, the emotion. Repeat after me. I listen and feel the meaning. I don't translate. I understand naturally. As he walks, he sees a tourist couple asking for directions. They look a bit lost, holding a map. Daniel approaches them. Hey, do you need help? They smile. Yes. We're looking for the central square. Oh, it's just 2 blocks that way, Daniel says, pointing with his hand. Thank you so much. No problem, enjoy your stay. He walks away smiling. That small interaction reminds him how far he's come, helping someone in English without hesitation. Now repeat this. I help others using English. I feel confident speaking with strangers. I'm proud of my progress. He looks up at the sky, still raining, but he feels light, calm, and focused. Fluency is not about speed. It's about connection with others, with yourself, with the language. Now shadow this. I don't chase perfection. I build connection. Every word I speak is progress. As Daniel arrives home, he puts down his bag and looks around. His books, his notes, his English playlist, they're all part of his world now. He makes a cup of tea, sits on the couch, and repeats softly to himself. English is part of my daily life. I think, dream, and feel in English. My voice in English is my real voice. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. Tomorrow, he'll practice again. Not because he has to, but because he wants to. Repeat after me. I enjoy practicing. I love the process. I grow with every word I speak. Let's continue. Story 8. The Sunday Market. It's Sunday morning. Daniel walks through a busy market filled with voices and colors. He hears people talking in English and repeats quietly to himself. A woman smiles. Would you like to try some apples? Daniel replies, Sure, they look great. The words come easily. Now repeat. I speak English naturally. I don't search for words. English flows through me. He listens to other people calling out. Fresh bread. Sweet oranges. He smiles and whispers. Repeating is my practice. Say it. I learn from real conversations. I grow through listening. He sits at a cafe, orders in English, and listens to two people talk. I just speak. One says, "That's how I learn." Daniel nods quietly. That's exactly what he does now. Story 9. The Travel Plan. Later that day, Daniel meets Anna in the park. She says, "I'm planning a trip to Australia." Daniel smiles. "Maybe I'll come with you." They laugh and start reading travel blogs in English. Repeat. English connects me to people. English opens doors. Every new word expands my world. Anna says, "When we travel, only English, no translation." Daniel laughs. Deal? Say it. I speak English everywhere I go. I live through the language. Story 10. The Night of Reflection. At night, Daniel sits on his balcony with his notebook. He writes, "Today I spoke English with confidence." He says softly, "I'm proud of my progress. I'm consistent and I grow." He remembers when he feared mistakes. Now he welcomes them. Mistakes mean progress. I learn from every error. He looks at the sky and smiles. This is who I am now. Repeat. I speak freely. I think clearly. I learn every day. Story 11. The Monday Challenge. The next morning, Daniel faces a busy day of English meetings. He whispers, "I stay calm under pressure. I trust my English in every situation." During a call, he says naturally, "We're on the same page." It surprises him. Fluency just happens. Repeat. Natural English comes easily. I speak with confidence and flow. He closes his notebook later and writes, "Fluency grows when I use English without fear." Let's continue. Story 12. The Quiet Morning. It's early again. Daniel wakes up, makes coffee, and sits by the window. The city is silent. He opens his notebook and reads one sentence aloud. I speak English with confidence. He repeats it slowly, feeling every word. Then another. I grow a little more every day. He smiles, realizing that English is no longer something he studies. It's something he lives. Every sound, every story, every thought now flows in English. Repeat. I live in English. I think in English. I speak without fear. He closes his notebook, takes a deep breath, and says softly, I'm proud of how far I've come. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep improving your fluency, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to English Now, and keep training your English every day. See you in the next video.